the man has not been charged with any crimes. And the fact that he absolutely could be charged with fraud stuff and they haven't charged him with anything makes this all the more spooky. All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Let's party! So first it was Joe Biden, and now it's Andrew Tate. Something fishy is going on. Let's just dive right in. We got a story here that apparently Andrew Tate has lung cancer in jail right now. What?
Here's the story, man. Andrew Tate has lung cancer. What leaked medical documents reveal. Now, they're saying, does he? And the report people are saying is that he does. They say he has lung cancer. He may have lung cancer, according to a letter written by his doctor in Dubai.
So when I first heard this, my thought was he specifically said on camera many times that he would never Epstein himself. Then you have months and months and months of him being locked up with no charges. I'm not saying, he did or didn't do anything. I'm just saying, I'm giving you the facts. No charges, and he's still locked up, and he said he would never delete himself. I'm thinking, is the Romanian government trying to get rid of this dude?
The letter from Tate's general practitioner at King's College Hospital in United Arab Emirates suggests he be repatriated to the Gulf nation immediately. The letter and medical reports in English appear to be translated into Romanian. Tate is currently in custody in Bucharest on allegations of rape and trafficking. Hold on there a minute. He's never been charged with any crime, which is the creepiest and weirdest thing about they're like, when we suspect you of a crime, we lock you up for 6 months.
Who is the information coming from that he his doctor?
Yeah, but it's leaked, you said,
it's
right?
A leak, yeah.
And it says he may have lung cancer?
There was a scan that found a spot on his lung, and they did get him in because they think he has lung cancer.
I just want to be careful.
What does may have cancer mean? Seems like as far as I know about medical technology, they do a scan and they can see, what is it, a biopsy? And they can either see, is it benign or is it malignant?
Here, because I know there's a lot of misinformation from both sides of fans and detractors of Tate. He is currently 36. I know he smokes cigars, but people getting lung cancer in people younger than 45 is extremely rare.
That's a great point. We were talking about this in the Discord server. Make sure you join. It is free. And someone brought up the fact that he's always smoking a cigar, and maybe that's why he's getting lung cancer. Not that is impossible, but again, he's only 36 years old. And I don't know if this even matters, but you don't inhale cigar smoke. So wouldn't you get mouth cancer first? I don't know. That might be completely unscientific, but
in very good shape. Although he does smoke, it would be very rare for him.
Sure. And you know what?
Maybe
rare. It's fake news, but he's not been charged with any crime. So he should not be in custody until they charge him with a crime.
Yeah, do the right.
Free top G. I mean, I am not even one of these diehard, like, oh my God, he's got to get a Bugatti. But the man has not been charged with any crimes. And the fact that he absolutely could be charged with fraud stuff and they haven't charged him with anything makes this all the more spooky. I don't know what's going on here, but something is fishy.
Right thing, guys, release him, because this is going to be a stain on Romania for a century if you don't let that guy
I already, I was talking before about how I loved Brajov and Bucharest and they were great places. Now I'm not sure I want to go back to a place like this.
It's disgusting.
Look, man, you can criticize Andrew Tate for a whole lot of things. Yeah. And don't look at me, I don't know. But to detain a guy for 6 months without charge or trial,
you gotta let him, if he's actually the villain, you think it's going to show itself. You don't need to.
But he's got.
That's a great point from Ian. Rolling a 20. If he's really the villain you make him out to be, it will show itself. But instead, what did we get? We got a bunch of the women who worked for him saying, no, we did this all on a free will and whatever. Now, I understand they have this lover boy rule or whatever, but do you care?
Nobody cares.
When these women came out and said, like, hey, we're not victims, they're lying. The judge goes, nah, you're brainwashed. Like, what? Dude, if a witness statement isn't good enough and you're claiming the witness testifying on his behalf is brainwashed, there's no justice system.
What's the point of the justice system if every measure of how we determine what actually happened is up to the discretion of the people who have an ideological stake in this?
Not particularly sympathetic to Tate's stories. I think that he might have broken Romanian law. I think it's actually likely that he broke Romanian law in the whole the sweet boy or whatever lover boy thing.
Charge him with a crime.
Yeah. Exactly, 100%. That's exactly where I was going. Even if he did do something, or if they suspect him, charge him so that way it's above board and allow the Romanian justice system to take its course, but charge him. Just holding him you
Or
know,
let him go.
Yeah, or let him go. That's fine too.
I think
That's fine.
a part of this story is that Andrew Tate is becoming less and less relevant as he's being held longer and longer in jail because he's unable to produce content. And as that progresses, his relevancy decreases. I think this might just be a stunt to try to keep his name in the media and the news and to elevate this story more to try to help him get out.
That's another interesting story about the fakeness of this illness. Maybe because he did ask, who is this coming from? And if it's from Andrew Tate's doctor, it might very well be a way to keep him in the headlines. I sure would not be talking about him otherwise. Have you still seen a lot of Andrew Tate stuff in your feeds? Have you seen clips? Have you seen any of that stuff? Have you even seen people talking about it lately? So that's a decent point.
It concerned me that this is a desperate attempt to get him out of prison. And
It's a tension because it's diminishing because he can't make content unless people are covering it.
I don't care if there is a 0.001% chance this is true. He should not be held without charge. And so it doesn't matter if they need to or don't. This is all the more reason. Like, think about how insane this is. If you're suggesting the story's fake, that would mean that Tate's team is like, okay, he's being charged with that. He's been held in custody without charges. What scheme can we come up with to get him released? It's like, holy crap, he shouldn't be in any custody at all without charges.
I shouldn't need to do this.
Definitely, he should not be in custody and being held.
Should, could, and would don't really matter when you specifically move to a country because you say they have a corrupt government.
So the idea, I'll put it this way. If they are faking this story to try and get him out of jail, good for them. Good.
Okay, if the ends justify the means. Yeah.
it's very
not about the
American
justifying-
revolutionary of you,
The
my
end,
man.
but what the end justify the means in that
Interesting.
the bad guy in the story is Romania, not the people trying to free the guy who's being unjustly held.
I agree that he is being unjustly held, but just specifically on the story here of him having lung cancer.
Right,
He's
so
30, you know,
if
that's what I'm talking
a
about
woman is
specifically.
kidnapped,
That's a great, this is a great point, and I think he's about to give an example because it's hard for a lot of people to see in any context Andrew Tate being the good guy. And I'm not saying he is the good guy, but when we're talking about being held in prison without charges, he is certainly not the bad guy.
Okay,
if a woman is
specifically.
kidnapped, is it like, I don't know if we should use violence against this guy because the ends don't justify the means? Like, no. The bad guy is the person who kidnapped the person, not the person trying to figure out a way. If there's a guy,
So yeah, if somebody is kidnapped and the only way to get that person who was kidnapped back is through violence, even fatal means, there's no morality in saying, oh, no, we can't hurt that person because hurting people is bad. What? That's not how that works.
who's holding someone captive in his basement, and we're like, the only way to free this person is to sneak in the middle of the night, break the window, unlock the, whoa, that's breaking and entering, dude. The ends don't justify the means. Like, this is different.
If they have dirt on him, they need to bring the charges, and he needs to be brought in forth with the judge, and they need to show that evidence. I think in Romania, I'm not completely familiar with their legal system, but they have X amount of time to hold him while they
extended
look
it.
for the evidence,
That's insane.
which is weird. And I just think they do it differently in Romania too, which doesn't make it right.
Yeah,
It doesn't make it right, but we also have to keep into account that he specifically moved there because he wanted to be with a corrupt government so that he could skirt around this, that, and the other. But the other side of that coin is that they can skirt around laws against you and hold you as they are, and nobody can do a damn thing about it.
apparently detention was extended 30 days.
Yep.
3 days ago, they said last week. They just extended it. So like he doesn't even
So 3 days ago from 2 days ago, and today is the 5th. So do the math there. What is that, the 2nd?
know when they're going to release him. They're just like,
This lesion on his lung, by the way, is from March of 2022. He got a health screening back then, and he was reassured at the time that the mass was likely benign. He was advised to get further tests.
This could be like the
Okay.
Joe Biden, benign skin cancer.
Yeah, for sure.
he should have more tests.
I just think, look, man, if Andrew Tate is innocent of
Let
these
him
accusations,
go.
they shouldn't be holding him.
Mhm.
And if he is guilty and these charges,
him on
these
trial.
accusations are correct, they are losing the prosecution against him by doing this. They are making
I agree.
themselves look evil and making him look like the victim every day they're holding him.
I completely agree. And so it's crazy. Nobody can get accurate information on whether this is real or not because we're not in the US where the standards are what they are. As bad as the justice system could be in America, it's worse over there. And so there's many options here. We can have him faking this so that he can get in the headlines. We have possibly the Romanian government faking this so that they can be like, oh no, he died of cancer before we ever got to charge him with anything. Oh no. Or it could be the complete opposite. So we really have no idea. What do you think is going on with Andrew Tate? Do you think he did anything wrong at all? Do you think he should be charged? If you do think he did something wrong, why do you think they haven't charged him with anything yet? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Thank you so much for partying with me. Once again, I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, I am out of here. Peace.